Hi, Shop Rats. Welcome back. Welcome to another Talk About It Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about what I'm hearing back from the viewers and other YouTubers about this channel. Let's watch the show intro. I'll see you in about 30 seconds. I'm Mike, and this isn't, but the show is My Cars Shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Cars Shop.
Having been on YouTube for a couple of years, but very seriously for a little over a year with this channel and growing it, it's been fun to see the dynamics and get the feedback. And I did a video recently about the community and how you guys blow my mind. But this one's a little different in just the feedback that I've gotten, particularly in the last couple of weeks, regarding the influence that this channel is having on you and the way that you're doing your builds. It's a little bit overwhelming and a little bit humbling. And I want to make it clear, I'm not doing this video to brag on how awesome my channel is, because I'm just an average guy with some average skill who's sharing some average work. There's nothing really special about what I do. But I also know that, as we've talked so many other times, that in the genre, not the genre, but in the hobby itself, there's a particular pressure that things have to be done a certain way. And as Rebel, as you guys know where that name comes from, I have always not played by the rules. We've talked through all the reasons why, because I don't have the money, because I don't have the time, because any number of reasons. Plus, you tell me I have to do something some way, and I start to get an itchy finger and say, oh yeah, watch me. And I think really that's kind of what the hobby is rooted in. Hot rodding is not about complying any more than rock and roll is about complying. And as a musician, I have to laugh when I see so much pressure from musicians that you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to be this way, you have to be that way. Now, I understand that it's a business and there are certain things you have to do to be successful, believe me. But I see the same thing in this hobby and this industry, because the two go hand in hand, that there is this attitude that you've heard me talk about, all numbers matching, original error in the spare. You have to do things this way, you have to do it the right way, because it's the only way things can be done. And that's when my ire stands up and says, bull, bull, bull. There's probably a reason why one of my favorite all-time musicians is Frank Sinatra. And the song that he's probably the most known for is I Did It My Way. And I think that really needs to be our theme song and our attitude when it comes to doing these cars. So that's what I do on the channel, is I do it my way. But the feedback, it just happened yesterday. I got a shout out, and I think that's what spurred this video for me. I got a shout out from Rabid Transit Garage. If you don't know who that is, go check him out. Rabid Transit Garage. And he gave a shout out to both my channel and to Fitzy Fabrications. And now, first of all, Fitzy is one of those people who, from what I know, I don't know him personally, but he seems to be one of the most down-to-earth, humble guys. And yet, his skill set is beyond measure. I'm in no way, shape, or form claiming to be anywhere in that guy's league as far as what he can do with metal. But to be called out alongside of Fitzy is very humbling and I'm very honored for that to have happened. So thanks, Jay. I really appreciate that. Anyway, what I'm seeing lately, I'm getting a lot of messages from people, a lot of emails, text messages, other channels are talking about, is viewing this channel is causing them to think differently about how they do their build and how they can save a bunch of money, especially for things that are not seen, like wheel well openings and trunk floors and stuff like that. And that's really humbling. Somebody recently said, well, you're kind of an influencer, to which I said, only a bad one. I've always been a bad influence. But that really caused me to think and realize that, I guess that's to a point true. And again, I'm not saying that to brag. By totally the opposite. That's very hard for me to come to grips with and to say. I don't see, on one hand, I don't see how that could be true, but on the other hand, I do. I do see that there's not a lot of people out there presenting ways to do things that are different, that are outside the box. And I really think, to be honest, because everything else I said I've not been honest. God, I hate it when I say that. Anyway, to be honest with you, I really think that is the uniqueness of this channel and why this channel is succeeding, because it's different. If everything is the same, right? So you need to have something unique. But I don't do this channel this way just to be different. I do it because this is the way I've always done things. I love getting the feedback from y'all that says, hey, I've watched your channel and I'm going to patch this instead of buy a part, and I saved myself $500. I've watched your channel and I'm going to go cut some floor pans, Duddy, out of another truck and buy some floor pans and mix all that together to fix my truck. I'm going to think differently and realize that, you know what, this piece of floor pan over here, I can just make that. I don't have to go out and spend all that money. And as we've talked so many times, half the time the new stuff doesn't fit anyway, so you still end up spending just as much time. I'm all about reusing factory metal as much as possible. Why reinvent the wheel? If I have a vehicle that has a good piece of floor in it, and I have another vehicle that has a bad piece of floor in it, I'm certainly going to cut out that bad piece of floor and replace the good floor with it, right? I said that backwards. Certainly going to cut that good floor out and use it. Why would I scrap it? I'm big about that. I keep old panels around and things that I can use to repurpose for other projects. And I think that's great. For one thing, I think it makes us a lot wiser stewards of products. We're creating less scrap, better for the environment. If there's anything about this hobby that's good for the environment, I don't know. And I think for me, and I think for so many of you, being shown a different way may not be the way that I will do it, but it inspires me to say, hey, he did it that way and I saw somebody else do it that way. I bet I could do it this way. And that's the stuff that excites me. That's the stuff that I want to see. I want to see more of that outside the box stuff where somebody takes something and rather than just cutting it out and putting in new metal, they find a creative way to fix it with what they already have. There are many ways things can be done. There is not just a right way unless you're doing a high dollar numbers matching car that you're wanting to put back to 100% factory for its historical / restoration / resale value. That's a different thing. And I think something else that Fitzy mentioned a while ago is a carriage building. Meaning that you're taking and making every panel by hand and making it perfect and fitting it into the car, and that's an art form that is so far beyond my ability, and more than that, it's probably beyond my ability because I have no interest in doing that. Do I find it fascinating? Absolutely. I absolutely find that fascinating. Am I interested in developing that skill? Nope, not at all. Get her done is my attitude. Get her done, as Larry would say. I'm more interested in the quickest, most efficient ways of doing things. And what I share on the channel here is 40 years of doing it my way. So all of that to say, thanks for the great feedback. Thanks for the encouragement. Thanks for I don't know, seems like I kind of get a little discouraged with things, and then somebody will reach out, just happened the other day, and say, hey, thank you so much for sharing the details. I've not done this work before, and I don't really know what's involved, but after watching your channel, I'm getting a better idea. So, I try to find the way to just share the steps without sharing every single minute of every single thing that I'm doing, because that would get really boring, and sometimes I feel like what I share is boring enough, but it's important, and I think that's the bottom line. So thanks for that. I really appreciate it. As I mentioned, Rabbit Transit Garage, I love what Jay said when he started out the video. He said he's letting out his inner My Car Shop and his inner Fitzy Fabrications. That's huge for me. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, so I want to talk just a second about why I'm starting to do Tech Talk Tuesdays. First of all, Dad has been in Florida dealing with family things, and good things, not bad things, but he's been down there for 3 weeks or a month or something like that. So we haven't been working on the Oakland, which is my usual Tuesday content. And I'm also, as some of you have known, I lost another employee in my business, and I've had to step back into the day-to-day operations of my business, which I haven't had to do for several years. And so finding time during the week to do a video is not possible, and it's still important to me to stay in contact with you 3 days a week. If you know me well enough by now, there's always something to talk about, there's always something to share, and I hope you find it interesting. So that's why I'm doing these Talk About It Tuesdays. We've gone through various iterations. We've done Tech Talk Tuesdays. We've done whiteboard episodes on Tuesdays. Right now we're going through this season of Talk About It Tuesdays. So if there are subjects that you would like me to talk about while I'm commuting the 30 miles to my office, drop them down there in the comments, because those comments mean everything. Those comments make the difference in how YouTube views the channel and what they do with it to promote it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Of course, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, because it's important. We're on the Face thing. We're over on Instagramma /My Car Shop. And whether we're in the shop or in the car or wherever we are, there's a very important thing in life that you must remember.
Yeah.